Now, on Friday, we got into a bit of a feisty conversation around WA because producer Brooke went to a high school musical and stood and gave the kids a standing ovation and was quite upset that none of the other parents stood up. And she said, we should be giving a standing ovation because the kids were there and they worked really hard and they tried really hard. And I said, I 100% disagree because the applause is enough. The standing ovation, like every kid these days gets a participation ribbon just for rocking up. And that's just not how the world works.
And I was somewhere in between. I feel like there's an age.
Yeah.
You know?
So, we talked about pass the parcel and how every kid gets a present now and that never used to be the way, and every kid on the cricket field's getting a trophy. And we just went, is this the way we should be doing things? And you guys got really fired up.
We need to actually encourage, and if you got them feels in that performance, then stand up for God's sake. Just give them that standing ovation. They deserve it.
Kelsey, what do you think?
I think you should be raising children to be happy for other people when they win.
Yep.
The way that I see it, if we give out participation ribbons, we are breeding an entitled generation and it'll never be outgrown. And as far as a standing ovation, is it applause, encouragement?
So there you go. You can hear the passion in people's voices. Now, on this show, we've got a massive group of experts ready to jump in and help us out with a lot of this stuff. And Gen Muir is our parent educator from Connected Parenting, and she joins us now. Good morning to you, Jen. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, good morning, guys. I have so much to say about this.
Right.
Look, the thing is, you are right, Kimber. Like the fact that we've changed the way we do things around the pass a parcel for little kids and around those participation awards for kids. And it's not just that. My son is 10 years old. He came home not too long ago and I pulled a little award out of his bag. And he said to me, and I said, wow, this is great. We'll put it on the fridge. And he and then I paused and I thought that's not super connected. So I stopped and I said, how do you feel about this? He goes, I don't really care about it. I know that they just go down the list and they got to the letter M this week. Everybody who got one has a surname with the letter M. I don't really care about those awards. So it starts to sort of play this role that our kids don't even care because they're handing them out so much of the time.
Hey, Jen, you mentioned your son, did you say 10 years old?
Yep.
So my point on this perspective on this was last week was that I feel like there's an age. Like I've seen all of my kids sort of growing up. My eldest is 9, the one in between is 7. And the 7-year-old's starting to get to that age where it is feeling a little bit like everybody getting a prize when they unwrap the parcel, at the birthday party. Maybe she's starting to get past that, but I also think she's sort of somewhere in between. Is there something to my thought of there's an age for it, or do you think it's blanket from the moment they're born? No, you shouldn't be getting a participation ribbon.
I think we can think of it almost like it's kind to allow some frustration and disappointment almost from birth, and hang with me, but from that stage where a young baby is reaching for a ball on the mat and they can't quite reach it and they might show some frustration, like tiny little baby. And we might as parents just think, oh my gosh, I want to fix this, I want to solve this, I want to make it better. And so we push the ball towards the child. If we can sit that little bit longer in moments of frustration in our daily life, like look, at a party, we probably want things to go well with a bunch of preschoolers. So I get why we're going to give a prize to everyone. But if we can allow moments of frustration where it's not like we're going to let the child get so upset and not ever give them the ball, but if we can sit that little bit longer as our child feels the struggle, I'll tell you what the incredible benefit is. When they do reach that ball, they get all the feeling of I did it. And when we're robbing kids of moments of frustration and moments of not quite getting things, what we're actually robbing them of is the moment of success when they actually do get it. So if you always get a prize, like my son with that award, if every week we're just handing out awards, when a child does get one, it doesn't mean as much because they're kind of commonplace. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's very valid.
Yeah,
I think my concern, Jen, was when people were saying, oh, there's a certain age for it, I thought, well, what are they just, when they're 11, we treat them like this, but suddenly they're going to turn 12 and we expect them to have the emotional maturity and the resilience to understand the way we've trained them their whole lives. Like It doesn't just naturally happen to you. Resilience is something that you have to work on and foster in kids.
It's a skill.
I think that's what we're lacking today.
We are. And one of the reasons is because we are parenting a little bit differently. And this is a good thing. We're sort of more aware of emotions. We know it's important to sit with our kids and their feelings and not just say, go to your room, right? So we're doing things differently, but this is super uncomfortable for us as parents. We also have less kids. We really kind of want them to be happy. We sort of feel like that's our job. And so it's about getting more comfortable with those emotions of frustration or struggle or disappointment. And the real benefit, like where we see it, is when we do have a teenager that misses out on the team they wanted or they get dumped for the first time. If we've robbed them of all of these small experiences of struggle or not quite being the best or the winner, what happens is that first experience of real heartbreak or real letdown can feel so catastrophic because they haven't had as much practice through the years. And I think we truly can start allowing frustration from a very young age, but we do it in a kind way. We're with our child. We're not just saying, snap out of it. We're sitting there going, it's hard when your Lego Duplo tower falls over, isn't it? You really wanted that to work. And without fixing it or solving it, we sit in that a little bit for a moment. And that's hard. Yep.
I have to laugh because it just sounded
so
like
relatable.
Me. It sounded like me.
It's all right. I always comfort Pete like that. I will sit and put my arm around him and go, don't worry, buddy. Yep. This tower can be remade. I've got you.
Hey, Jen, we love having you on, honestly, because you just bring such short, sharp, concise points with your thoughts around this. We really appreciate your time as always. And if you want more, you can check out Connected Parenting. Jen Muir, thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks so much, guys.